Like, I don't know. Gal and I was learning secret things, and I really wanted to know these things. And then, like, he got left out for a while. And I was like, well, what's going on with him? He's, like, literally just watching a movie. Like, can I get back to his movie, please, real quick? Just a little bit. Like, give me 15 minutes of this movie, please. Screen time. A little bit. And, it just didn't happen until much later. And honestly, it was fine. I just really wish it was, like, brought up a little bit more. But then again, I had a whole issue about POV switching too many times, and the whole thing was a little messy. Apparently, Wind of Truth seems like it was rushed because actually, if it's like according to like when the book was supposed to release, it was supposed to like tie into like one of the cons for like one of the conventions. So like it was supposed to be released on that day, and so it kind of got speed runs, the production, editing, and everything. So it kind of makes sense. It was a little janky. Which is kind of sad.
Always with rushing release dates.
Always rushing things, yeah. It's very unfortunate because it could have been an 11 or a 12 out of 10 book, but it was like made.
On how scales work.
That is definitely how scales work. Okay, fine. You want me to make the scale make sense? If a 10 out of 10 is absolute perfection, it should have been like a 9.5 or a 10.
There you go.
And it realistically came out on that scale as like a 7, maybe an 8.
I don't know if I'd put it that low. Yeah,
like a very generous.
I'd say
in comparison
I'd say an
to the
fine.
other books in this series.
Definitely the one preceding it might still be my favorite.
It is definitely my favorite.
Red War is just a real nice one.
It is very good.
But you know,
yeah.
Wasn't a bad book by any stretch.
Like,
I don't know if that's physically possible with this with this man. But you know,
I'm being very harsh because honestly, out of 10 scales are taken very lightly in gaming in general and like books in general because
I've seen this I've seen this debate before. Here's the thing: a 4 out of 10, a 3 out of 10 game never releases.
Yeah.
So of course the scale is going to be skewed high.
I understand that viewpoint, and I think the scale needs to be adjusted to where like
you're probably right, but it's too late for that.
It is too late, unfortunately. So I'm being incredibly harsh when I judge that book, as I've apparently become very harsh at judging stories and plot lines, in my opinion.
By the way, if you eat all the food you're supposed to be collecting, you won't have any food.
I will not have any food, that is true. But if I die, I'll lose.
Warp out of the level if you're about to die. Get your health back and go back in.
You're making too much sense for me. I'm not allowed to have things make sense for me today, okay? Yeah, I'll
just fight until your health's low, then warp out. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. You're right. But yeah, I'm being a little harsh on that. But I was very, very upset with in my opinion, the amount of distractions from the like 4 really, really interesting things that I was really wanting to get to. Yeah, it's overall a good book. Perfect? No, definitely not. And definitely less perfect than, or less good than a couple of the other ones that I've read from him. But it does a lot, an immense amount of setup for what comes next.
Yeah. And I think that might be the problem. Like I said, I think that could have been split into 2 books. One where the actual plot takes place.
Yes.
Yeah, one where the actual plot takes place, and then one where, hey, you want some? Go get your health back. What are you doing?
Yeah,
right,
one where the plot takes place, and the other one where it's like, you know, these characters that were in that book, what were they up to?
There are other things going on. Here you go if you want it.
Yeah.
It probably could have been.
It probably could have been.
However, I also completely understand them wanting to essentially probably write 10 books and be done.
Yeah.
You can't have an 11th book. If they didn't number it.
Yeah, if they didn't give us a preset number, then that. Well, I mean, they could still change that. Like, let's be honest, they've done that before. As I was explaining with Mistborn Era 2, it was supposed to be a trilogy, but then it turned into 4 books, which is fine. I don't mind. I'd rather. Here's my opinion on releases and stuff. I would rather it come out in the way that is intended by the author than manufactured or shoved into a box by some other group like the author and their publishers.
Yeah. So don't release it early for a con.
Or rush it for a con.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Release it before it's done.
I think maybe, I mean, to be honest, I was very blackout on all of the information relating to the book.
Same.
As best as I could. I think only one little thing that's me, and it was like, I honestly don't remember anymore because it was so well. It was a while ago, and it was relevant to the very beginning of the story. But that was it. Until I managed to read it. So I haven't looked at any of his of Sanderson's talking about the book and its release to say if he got that as well from the book. He was like, okay, yeah, that was a bit off, but I still feel like it was okay enough or good enough to the end of the book. So hopefully I'll get to see that soon. If not after today's stream, because I will definitely be devouring all information relating to the Cosmere in the next coming days. Because there are little tidbits and pieces that people put together, and that's what I'm interested in. I like seeing the small details just out there that are just okay, they said this once. But here it is again, but not on this planet. Isn't that really interesting? I point to this a lot and go, that is why I like this series. Is in, I believe it's Rhythm of War, there's an interlude where Navani is researching.
Right. I'm just gonna stop you there. Don't die.
Yeah. Where Navani is researching, I think it's with one of the singers, Fabrial stuff, and she's like, I wish there was a way to I wish I could.
Time to take a breather.
She's like, I wish there was a way to measure how much energy this is giving off, and they're like, we have sand for that, and you wouldn't know what the hell the sand is until you have read the White Sands, which is a.
Which I haven't looked at it since I got the books, but they were really hard to find when I was trying to get them. Hopefully they got another print run.
So the White Sands was originally a graphic novel. I think it got put into a novella, and because it's
did it?
I think it did. I think it got put into just text format because for I guess ease of access or something, or whatever reason. But I saw, because I was looking at all of the Cosmere books on my audiobook app, and I noticed that it had a dramatized version of it made for audiobook. So it got a couple different formats, and so if you didn't get them, because you have the graphic novels, right?
I do.
I read it on Kindle, and you have the books, so you'll get it there. But it's pretty good, actually. I think I like it overall. A bunch of sandbenders and magic with the sun and sand. Very interesting. But in Rhythm of War, you wouldn't know what they're talking about unless you've read White Sands. And that is by far still one of my favorite interactions in Sanderson's Cosmere. because it's not mentioned at all after that. It's an interlude between two parts of the book. It's, I wish I could do this, and they're like, oh, we have sand for that. That's it. That's all it is. And it's why I enjoy Sanderson's books, because it's like just the interweaving and the forming of these threads that come together. That's what I enjoy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish it wasn't this. Wish it was like more of curry. Either way, I guess healing items, healing items.
Healing items, a healing item.
Yeah,
You have chicken.
I do have chicken.
You got chicken from somewhere.
I don't know where it's from.
Looks like treasure.
A pineapple.
Now you have a pineapple.
I don't. Sure, pineapple. Do you have a pen somewhere?
No.
No. I just allowed a pen.
You can have an apple.
Let me see. Is it an apple pen, perhaps?
No.
Oh, so that's very unfortunate. Anyway, there is a separate issue that I realize, and I don't know if I'm correct on this. It just is what I feel that I recall, because it's been a while, and it involves the other books in Stormlight. It feels like Roshar was Scadrial for like Mistborn, slightly, in the way that on Scadrial it was very limited to the one empire, and that made sense in Scadrial, right? Because in Scadrial, Mistborn spoilers. It's been, how long has that book been out? Like a decade at least, right?
I don't know.
Probably. Spoilers for the File Empire, Mistborn. It takes place in one empire, and it's ruled by like a super tyrant. And in the book, basically, you in the whole trilogy, actually, you just don't see anything at all from anything outside of the empire until either the very end or not even until the next era, or the after the first 3 books. And that makes sense. In the lore, it is literally ruled by a tyrant. Okay, I'm stuck on this
Again?
I'm not. I'm autopiloting right now. There it is. I was autopiloting.
I was gonna say, we've done this.
I needed to engage my brain. Because being engaged in what limited capacity I'm allowed to as a streamer in talking about the Final Empire. So, in that book series, it made sense that you just don't hear about anything else that's going on outside of the Empire. It literally just makes sense in the way the book was laid out. And looking back on it, and it has been a while, so I could be incorrect, it feels like it's the same in Roshar in The Way of Kings. Like, you might have, like, there exists other places, but it really feels like it's super limited to the Shattered Plains. And that either could be by design or just the way it was written. And that I feel that it felt like suddenly in like book 2 or 3 of Stormlight, it was like, oh right, there's like this entire world out here. Like there's like other empires, kingdoms, and there's all this politics that's been going on the entire time. And it feels like it's kind of abrupt. And I don't know if that is just me being crazy, or if it's how it was laid out, and that's just, I managed to catch on to that. Do you know what I mean, or am I misexplaining it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at.
It feels like suddenly there's an entire world that is Roshar instead of just the one empire that is the Tolan Empire.
I think it's probably just that the author wanted to focus on a smaller area and then expand the scope.
That's fine. I just felt like it was very abrupt. And maybe that's me looking and forgetting about certain things that were hinted at, like characters popping up and talking about other empires and stuff. Or it was just very written specifically to be like, okay, here's the focus. We're going to just not talk about other things real quick. Because a lot going on.
What a chest to miss.
What a chest to miss. I know. I'm upset at myself. I think, okay, so, oh, I see. Right here, from where I'm standing, there is no chest on my map. But there is a spot. But there it doesn't exist.
Your radar would have been like, hey, there's a chest.
Too many widgets for me to look at.
Hey, look, there's a chest that way.
So anyway, it feels very abrupt, and I wish that there was a little bit more to do in expanding the perception of the world to be a world instead of just one little bit. Because in my mind, if I'm thinking back to the Way of Kings, it feels like there's the human empire. Am I crazy? There's the human empire, then there's the Shattered Plains, and then there's the Singers, and that is it. Like that is all that happened, and I think there's like mention a handful of times about some other place. That's it. And I could be wrong and misremembering. In fact, I probably am. But
I don't think the other places like suddenly started appearing in the second book. I think they were all mentioned, but
I think they were just mentioned in passing, and then they weren't touched upon after that at all. Like there wasn't some guy from this other place that just talks. It's like, oh hey, I'm from here. By the way, okay, what are we doing here? Like there wasn't some sort of like further continuation of the other places existing. I think they were just mentioned once for a couple times, and it's a very big book. Well, not as big as this one, but you know what I mean.
Wait, doesn't the first book actually have Shallan in Taravangian City in the first book, or was that the second book?
It might be the second book. It's either
no,
the
because
first book
Shallan
or
was
the second.
introduced in the first book, right?
But she was introduced in the first book. I just don't know if she was there in the first.
Yeah, that's like the start of her deal. Is that she's there trying to apprentice with Jess.
Oh, okay. I see. Yes.
Yeah.
So I am misremembering a little bit. Like I said, I could have been wrong, and I am a little wrong. It has been a while, and I have read so many things. I just misremembered.
That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just a weird thought I had when I was re-picking the book back up like 4 days ago. It just felt like it mirrored that.
You ate food!
I did. It was a chocolate bar. It's okay.
It's not okay.
Look. It wasn't the mango that I wasn't allowed to eat. Okay? That doesn't exist anymore. It got voided. Yeah. Well, again, I hope that wasn't too many spoilers, but like overall,
I don't think we really touched on anything major.
Yeah. Let's go. I guess a little bit more. Moash is a cartoon villain, and he is a discount inquisitor. And I don't know what to think about that.
You've still got a lot to learn. I guess you can take a break.
Discount Inquisitor Moash. I wish he had not been left like that. I wish there was something more final for him. Oh well. Sure, he gets sorts. Kaladin.
Soon.
Again. Bittersweet, but also, yes, that's exactly what he would do. That is exactly what he would do.
Funniest one-liner in the entire series.
Oh, man. Yeah. That was. I like Kaladin. I really do. And looking forward to seeing the next bit. Something that I personally did not have a problem with, but someone was like, I really wish that happened on screen, was Tom's fight against when he goes and does Tom Smash.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that is better left as
yes,
it is. I honestly think
it is.
I honestly think
agree.
that. It's a show don't tell moment.
Yeah.
And it is better left unsaid.
I agree. It was
Jump on that, please.
in the 17th shard, someone was like, I really wish that we would have seen him do that. Like actually happening, but that's like the other magic stuff that's going on. And him using those abilities. And that will be more explained in the rest of the series. Coming soon. In years. But Tom Smash was actually very cool.
It was.
So when he woke up, I'm like, oh no, they did it. And also, yes, they did it. They're gonna get got. And then Ash was like, "Oh, you just messed up." Yeah, very good.
Was there a chest on that level?
I think there was. I was going back.
Well, you just reloaded all the oh, okay, you didn't reload all the enemies. That's good.
It doesn't until you complete the level.
I've seen it happen. It happens on certain floors.
When you hit the midpoint.
Midpoint? No, I mean within the dungeon.
I don't know.
Crab stairs. Reloads every time.
Maybe it's just crap stairs.
I've seen it happen.
I don't know.
On other places. That's why my reaction was, oh no, you respawned them all and not. Oh, okay, just go back. So.
Column Smash was good. There's no chest.
It does not look like there's a chest. I think you're safe.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen that, but I guess I'm okay with waiting. I really want to know. This is more of my. I want to know other bits and pieces. How does Saravangian know how to make a discounted Blizzard? Why is it crystal and not metal? Like, that's stuff that I really want to know. Other than that, I wish the book had ended differently. I wish it would have been wrapped up, but then again, I suppose the bigger picture is that there are two sides, and now the two sides have been formed. Now we know what the other side is, I suppose. I like seeing the wit points at the very end, where it hints to more of what's going on in the background. Because he specifically mentions, and this is not really spoilers, because I don't think it's happened yet, what he's referring to in any of the books so far is he talks about there's something going on in Scadriel that he has to go settle. And I think that's talking about Mistborn Era 3 and or the Ghostblood book specifically. But we shall see. Though it is probably not the Ghostblood book specifically.
I also think you have enough food to take on the arena.
Yeah. As well. Just tell.
You can just teleport there. Save to heal and then get in there. Also, so you can reload if you spend all your food and die.
True. Which is likely.
Swap to normal magic.
Force arrow. Hey there.
I mean, dark might work, but
Why was it so scuffed the first time? Why was it scuffed that one time where nothing loaded? That was so weird.
wait, we're not doing.
Wait.
We're doing the new fight?
Oh, I misselected. Oh well, I guess I'll die. I won't use any food. Let's just somehow win this. I autopiloted to the silhouette, not to the character. Smashing my base again. And I guess major spoilers if you didn't see this coming from like 12,000 miles away like I did. Galliner dies. That was coming. I think everyone knew that. That was like the end of his character. Was like, yeah, he's got like death flags written up and down all over his body. He's gone. But what he did, I really think was done very well. And I don't know if he did enough or got invested enough to become a shadow somewhere. I kind of hope he did.
They explicitly.
Oh, there's the other one that is there. And it's weird stuff. It's good. I don't know. It's very twisty with the weird way things work in the cognitive and spiritual realms.
It is.
But yeah, I think his arc was completed in a way that I felt very satisfactory, even if I was very sad to see it happen.
Yeah.
But like I said, I saw it from like a million miles away. I don't know if you saw it from a million miles away. But that was going to be what happened to him. If not the specific way. Are you okay, Gallon?
Oh, he's fine. He's not even in phase 2 yet.
Oh,
yeah, I'm in phase 2 now.
He just
Get
became a
command
stand. Yeah, he just command just grabbed me. Jesus. Well, I'll spend a little bit of it on him. Ow. I know.
You're gonna die here.
That's fine. Okay. That's a fun fight. It was slightly laggy for me. I don't know. There's this weird, I don't know what happened.
Aw, too bad.
Alright. Time to fight the fight that I actually came for. And not to mistake it. What else was there? No, I guess I don't want to talk about too many more spoilers. But yeah,
Okay.
that's it overall. Like I said, about a 7 and 8. If it's on a day that I didn't hate all the POV switching, which was very, very early in the game. Now I want to read Sunlit Man, and then Trust of the Emerald Sea, and then Union the Nightmare Painter. Because Dazed is in Sunlit Man. I don't know if you knew that.
I don't know anything about these books. Well, except for that now.
Have at you, vampire.
It's not that big a spoiler. Like deliberately. Do you know what the books are at least?
Nope. No, I know nothing.
Okay, so those 3 books are 3 of the 4 of the secret books that he wrote. Which is a madman.
Okay, I guess I did know they were secret books, but like that
Yeah,
doesn't
so-
say anything.
He wrote 4 books just because he's madman, and 3 of the 4 of them take place in the Cosmere. The other one is called a fool witch's guide to medieval England or something, or to medieval life, and it's not Cosmere related at all. But those 3 books take place. Trust the Emerald Sea. I only know this much about it. It's about I think in from like 2, 3, or maybe 4, there was like an interlude about a merchant, and like there was like an old merchant man and like a girl that was like his
Yeah.
apprentice or something. That book, Trusted Me Emerald, is about her specifically, and it takes place, if I recall correctly, from his hintings about it when it was first being released. It takes place on a world where there's an ocean of spores, and people like build crafts that float on those spores. So, looking forward to that. The Sunlit Man, I only know the little blurb about it and the fact that the main character says it. That's all I know.
Congratulations.
And the blurb is like, this person's on the run. They are fleeing, and if they leave the sunlight, they die, basically, I think. Which is interesting. It's either that or he has to stay out of the sunlight or he dies. So he's like constantly running around the world. And I see that as a bit of the SCP, like, yeah, I forget, it's been a while. There's like an SCP where you like get exposed to the sun and then you like warp and everything just die basically. And then there's You Mean the Nightmare Painter, which I only know that it's set.
Save.
I do need to save, you're right.
Come back whenevs.
I only know that it is Cosmere and that it is set in like cyber steampunk, like Japanese-ish inspired setting, which is really interesting. It's like neopunk Japan. Do I fight Galindo again?
Why not?
Why not? You're right. Why not? In fact, that is probably the correct answer.